This is a video on the official World of Warcraft channel about Warcraft 3 coming to Game Pass, created by Grubby, and you might see a cameo from me in this as well. I haven't seen this yet, so I thought it'd be worth checking it out and seeing what happens.
And Warcraft 3 Reforged are coming to Xbox PC Game Pass, allowing even more people to discover or re-experience these amazing games that have entertained so many over the last 3 decades. If you've never played any of the Warcraft RTS games before, now is a great time to get started. The campaigns are not only great, approachable gameplay experiences, they also gradually teach you how to play the game. And if you're looking to get into multiplayer, there are countless guides out there and coaching sessions to help you along. Or you can dive into any one of thousands of amazing community-made custom maps, a huge favorite for many gamers. This exciting saga all began more than 30 years ago when a small gaming studio...
I just wanted to check whether there's any horrendously offensive names in the custom game lobby.
...to help you along. Or you can dive into any one of thousands of amazing community-made custom maps, a huge favorite for many...
No, they seem mostly polite.
...gamers. This exciting saga
Unless
all
I missed
began
something.
more than 30 years ago when a small gaming studio called Silicon and Synapse began development on a real-time strategy game called Warcraft Orcs and Humans. And this studio would soon rename themselves to the now iconic Blizzard Entertainment, and they released Orcs and Humans in November 1994, selling over 300,000 copies, which was a lot at the time, arguably still is, marking their first big hit. Though they probably didn't know it at the time, Blizzard had set the stage to begin crafting a legacy of RTS games that would shape the gaming landscape as we knew it, creating the world of Azeroth alongside it.
You say... Oh, I'll give them a more flattering...
The golden...
There we go. Then they sold out. Well, the irony is actually Blizzard kind of originally sold out in a way, right? Because the games they were creating weren't really for them. They were for Warhammer, right? Which is why Warcraft looks so much like Warhammer, or StarCraft looks so much like, you know, Warhammer. It's that kind of big style that Samwise Didier, like, exemplifies. He nails that art style, and there's a reason why there are a lot of similarities there with the orcs, etc. For example, it was very big at the time, so Blizzard were actually kind of creating the game for them, and then they went off on their own path because it didn't quite work out, and it certainly worked out for Blizzard, I can tell you that much for sure, going off on their own path.
An era of RTS games had begun. The founders of Blizzard didn't initially plan a lot of investment in a full-fledged narrative for Azeroth, but that all changed when Chris Metzen, Blizzard's current executive creative director for the Warcraft universe, joined the company at the age of 19 in 1994. Since Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness, his impact became evident as the importance of story grew significantly. Just 13 months after Orcs and Humans, Blizzard released its sequel, Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness, in 1995, and its expansion, Warcraft...
Die Schlecht Azeroth geht weiter zu Land, Wasser and in die Nacht.
Warcraft 2 Beyond the Dark Portal, the year...
Why has it got German versions of it?
Year after that, in 1996, selling over 3 million copies over the course of 5 years. Warcraft 2 didn't just become a top 20 bestseller in the USA. Its sales reach also penetrated the Dutch market. In a small city in the Netherlands, a regular school kid with a passionate gaming hobby...
Look at that attitude. That's a kid that just hates everyone in the rest of the world. But he becomes a wholesome character in the grand scheme of things. He takes out his vicious mentality on those enemy Warcraft players. A good way to channel that inner rage.
Was hyped for Warcraft 2 after reading about it in the PC gameplay magazines of that time. He got his grubby little hands on Warcraft 2 when his father bought him that game, and it blew his mind. He just couldn't believe its amazing cinematics, charming graphics and captivating gameplay. He would show the opening cinematic to everyone and anyone that would watch it, even his piano teacher. That kid? That was me. And Warcraft 2 introduced me to Blizzard gaming and made me a lifelong fan. Diablo 1, StarCraft 1, Diablo 2, Warcraft 3, you name it. RTS games offer something for everyone. Players experience rich campaigns, travel to various now renowned and legendary locations, and mission completions often get rewarded with immersive cinematics. Each installment of Warcraft introduced iconic heroes
Garona, is it?
like Garona in Warcraft 1, legendary figures such as Uther and Graham Hellscream in Warcraft 2, and unforgettable characters like Arthas, Jaina.
It still weirds me out that Uther's in Warcraft 2. I keep forgetting that he's in that. It feels so weird that he's in Warcraft 2 for some reason.
Thrall and Illidan in Warcraft 3. And with Chris Metzen on the team, these heroes and villains developed from simple named improvements of regular units into important players across the campaigns. The events that transpired with Arthas in Stratholme remain some of the most powerfully emotional moments of Warcraft 3's story, and indeed one of gaming's most iconic moments to date, also spawning many parodies. Beyond the captivating stories, Warcraft RTS games also offer a deep well of gameplay challenges. In Warcraft 2's built-in scenarios, players would start with a single worker and build up a sprawling settlement with warriors to...
He's got the chat muted. That's what I should do to you guys, to be honest. Especially Sexy Time. It's just relentless.
...fight their foes. After I finished the incredible Warcraft 2 campaigns, I cut my teeth on these scenarios against AI, and it was a ton of fun. At one point, we even hooked up a coaxial cable between the two PCs that we had at home, and we played against each other, my brothers and I, and it was pretty sick. You could even build walls. Fast forward, it's now the year 2002, and Warcraft 3 takes the series to a whole new level with its release in July 2002. Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos is not just an RTS, it's a hybrid between real-time strategy game and a role-playing game. An interesting concept. Players command up to 3 hero units and command smaller armies than in most RTS games, but each hero and unit has more abilities than before. Extensive economy management gives way to a more immersive battle-laden experience, where every unit and every move matters in an artistic battle dance of sorts. Defeat your enemies and gain experience points that level up your heroes, making them more powerful and giving them new abilities. Heroes are stronger than normal units, but can still be subdued by regular units when those are handled well. Where Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2 had 2 races each, orcs and humans, and StarCraft 1 expanded that catalog to ship with 3 races, Warcraft 3 featured 4 races, deeply asymmetrically balanced, each with unique mechanics that made them fun in different ways, and gave them real identities. The undead leverage corpses to fling them at opponents alongside their death magics, while night elves make nature itself turn against their foes. The orcish hordes are excellent raiders and pillage enemy towns for loot, while humans prolifically expand their base count and steadily build up. In November of 2024, at the same time that Blizzard announced and released the remasters of Warcraft 1 and 2, they also unveiled a slew of improvements to Warcraft 3 Reforged in the 2.0 update. This news was met with great enthusiasm and anticipation by the Warcraft 3 community. The patch addressed fan feedback and greatly improved the game experience in many ways, adding much quality of life for veterans and new players alike. Some improvements included an enhanced hotkey mapping system, more graphical customizability, a better looking BattleNet experience, a new rank ladder, and a profile progression system, and periodical balance patch notes that have lifted some units out of obscurity, adding balance shifts and shaking up the status quo in interesting ways in multiplayer. Warcraft 2 and 3 shipped with powerful but simple to use world editors. A map
really
editor
good.
where you can make your own maps and design your own custom games within a game, offering a richness and replayability to the game.
I'm old enough that I actually used the Warcraft 2 editor, and I remember one of the things I did on it is I just made a map stupidly simple and I just spammed those flying machines in it for some reason. I didn't do anything particularly complicated by any means. It was just a spam of units. And people were able to do some pretty good stuff back then, but the Warcraft 3 editor really, really exemplified what you could do. Like, just think of I could even say millions potentially of like custom games that have been created by just kids that just loved the game at the time, as well as, adults, obviously. But there's a lot of kids that just grew up and just like, holy shit, I can make my own game, my own map, my own thing, my vision. And then a lot of it's playable.
Warcraft 2 Remastered and Warcraft 3 Reforged that in many ways is unprecedented. I do not exaggerate when I say that there is a stupendous array of playable maps carefully crafted by the community that completely transform how you can enjoy Warcraft 3. It is possibly the greatest thing about Warcraft 3 for many people. I'll show you a few awesome examples. In Fighting for Azeroth 3D,
who's that?
You play in a close-up third-party perspective and play a kind of fighting game beat-em-up style type of map. It's crazy that that even works in Warcraft 3 map editor. In Sharpshooter, you play kind of like an FPS, using your gun to shoot at the other players and trying to win like that. Run Kitty Run is an iconic map where you have to escape from a maze, just like in Frogger. You have to dodge all the dangerous objects and find your way out. If you die, teammates can revive you, and so it becomes a group effort. Embrace the madness of large-scale battles in Footman Frenzy, where you can take a hero and you can upgrade your footman to become non-footman, and you send masses of units at your opponent that you will then satisfyingly smash with your super overleveled hero in a 2v2 v2v2 FFA game. Play a tug-of-war castle defense fight in the game's Castle Fight and Direct Strike, where you and 2 teammates fight against 3 other players as you try to make the right units to overwhelm the opponent. They are tactical, simple and fun, and embrace the auto-battler and tug-of-war gameplay genre and style. And Dota 1 is this not very well-known map, where you do a 5-on-5 with 1 hero and minions automatically spawn down 3 lanes. It's pretty fun, you should check it out sometime. Many of the games that were created in the Worlds Editor would not be out of place as a standalone game. And indeed, you may recognize some of the aforementioned have undergone exactly that route. It may surprise some of you that a game from 23 years ago is still hosting tournaments both online and around the world for many thousands of dollars of prize money yearly, with several YouTube and Twitch channels entirely dedicated to covering those. The recent surge of interest in streamer invitational tournaments has also shown that Warcraft 3 is still an amazing vessel for great shows and competitive content. In March 2025, the OnlyFans Invitational was the most watched competitive Warcraft 3 event on Twitch ever, making more people interested in trying their hand at the campaign or multiplayer as well. I have personally also commentated a series, a Bronze League Heroes series, where I have over 30 episodes of low MMR players going head to head. Many people have reached out stating that watching these games has helped them lower their psychological barrier to entry, as they realized not everyone that plays Warcraft 3 is very skillful. Concludingly, the Warcraft 1, 2 and 3 campaigns will net you over 100 hours of immersive storytelling and challenging gameplay. It is the legendary stage set for the story prior to World of Warcraft. Multiplayer invites the player on a journey of personal growth through mastery, as you skirmish over limited resources and you have to outperform and outthink your opponents with a wide array of different playable styles, especially at the lower levels. You can also delve into team games, which are less intense but still exciting. These offer more freedom and space, and are a format where you'll enter late game more frequently and you'll typically control more bases. Plus, you can blame teammates when you lose, which is pretty great. The thousands of custom maps in Warcraft 3 will continue to entertain you for as long as you want. Enjoying all of this has now become easier than ever, with all 3 games coming to Xbox PC Game Pass. So if you're looking to reconnect with games you've loved before, or you're new to trying them out, now is the perfect time.
There you go. Oh, that was interesting to watch. So that's an actual official Blizzard post there. about Warcraft 3 and Warcraft 1 and 2 because Xbox Game Pass, well, those games came to it, so you can now play them if you didn't buy Warcraft 3 already. However, I think the way it works is if you do have Xbox Game Pass and you try to install it from there, I think it still sort of installs the Battle.net launcher, so it's effectively sort of installing the game as if you would have bought it, which makes sense. But just bear in mind that you will probably get it that way. So, yeah, there you go. If you want to check out Warcraft 3, then you can do so. And see how we go. Blaming the teammates, shout out? I don't know. I think that's just a generalistic statement, but there you go. It's always good to blame teammates. Someone's got to be blamed, and surely it can't be me.